This is the low bar strict pull-up, so I'm gonna show a few reps first, and then from there, we'll break it down. Okay, so first and foremost for the setup, what I want you to do is set the bar up at a height where when I am in this L position, my legs are straight, my torso is nice and straight as well, and I'm upright, my torso is upright, I can keep my arms relatively straight as I hang onto the bar. You know if it's too low, if you are having to bend your arms to hang on, and then obviously you know if it's too high, if you can't reach it, or in other words, when you're hanging on, your butt is off of the ground, okay? From there, a couple common cues that I like to give with this one is number one, we want to make sure that we are activating the lats right from the get-go by pulling the shoulders down away from the ears and holding that position as we pull. Number two is keeping the elbows in, so not letting the elbows flare out as we pull. And then number three is actually getting our chin above the bar as we approach the top. So shoulders down from the get-go, and then from there that should lift your butt up off the ground a little bit, and then my elbows stay in as I pull, chin goes above the bar, shoulders remain down the whole time, all the way through the top and into the descent. Couple common faults with this one is number one, the biggest one that I see is when you start to get to the top, you want to make sure that you hold those shoulders down and you're not letting them start to rise, or in other words, what would be a shrugging motion. So what that looks like is you start to get to the top here, right? And then it starts to get challenging. So then you start to round your shoulders forward and shrug up, and then flaring elbows usually comes in with that as well. And then big fault number two is simply just not getting the chin above the bar in the way that I want you to, which is actually getting your elbows close to your sides. So what this one looks like is you might get to about here, it starts to feel really challenging, and because this would technically count in CrossFit, you would just do this, right? Raise your chin and then lower back down. But nothing actually happened with my shoulder, right? In other words, I didn't actually pull down any further. I simply just used my neck muscles to extend my neck and get my chin above the bar. But rather what I want is for you to, in a completely neutral head position, I'm holding that head position the whole time as I pull and as I come back down. Okay, you're keeping it controlled, making sure again that head is neutral, the shoulders are pinned down, the elbows are in as I pull. So that is the low bar strict pull-up.